Welcome to challenge number 27. So let's jump right in. And of course, this time I'm going to show you what this looks like in pseudocode and flowchart form, but I also want to do some different things in the actual code to kind of just show you a bit further how where we want to take these conditional statements. Okay. So this time we're going to evaluate is 20 less than 30? So let's go ahead and evaluate that. If 20 is less than 30. So if it is, let's do something. And if it's not, let's do something else. So we're going to store both numbers in different variables, display the instructions to the screen, use the correct decision code for this program, and display true to the screen, or display outputs. Now, as you can see, I'm actually changing this as we go. Because this becomes more and more fluid in terms of their learning experience. So what would be the appropriate expected output is really where they should be learning given these code challenges. So let's go ahead and move down once again. So here, let's go back to the pseudocode because again, I want to move this slowly forward so that we're kind of learning and not just staying in one place. So the pseudocode will actually say display evaluate 20 less than 30, and that's all we'll display to the screen. So we will store both of those numbers in their own variables, and then we'll run the decision statement. Okay, and like I said earlier, let's go ahead and display the output. So let's say we don't know what the output is, okay? But we want to find out what the output is. We want to verify our own knowledge. I'm actually going to do something here that I'm not usually going to do. Output. So we just want to know the output of that statement. Evaluate, evaluate less than. Evaluate less than between two numbers. Oops. Excuse me. Evaluate less than, and I'll keep it there. Okay, evaluate less than. The number 1 is 20. We were given that from the challenge. Number 2 or num2 is 30. We were given that from the challenge. Let's evaluate less than. Num1 less than num2. Okay, so with that in our heads, let's think about the code. Well, the first thing we want to do is ensure that we're displaying something to the screen and that we are storing those numbers in variables, and then we're using the if condition statement to make that work. Okay, and again, we're not worried about syntax right now, either in Scratch or with a text-based program, because your students at this point are actually just kind of writing this out as part of a game sequence. So knowing the sequence of things is right now a whole lot better than learning the nuances of syntax. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're instilling sequences, and then when we get to the computer, then we'll learn the computer syntax and how the blocks come together and how text-based programs work. Okay, so we want to get those elements in place, and with them in place, let's go to the code. So we do have evaluate if 20 is less than 30. Okay, so if num1 is less than num2, this time I've actually changed out the print statement. True and hello. If it's not, false and I am sorry. So let's run the code. True and hello. So that's really a good thing because 20 is less than 30. Now let's change something. 20 greater than 30. Let's see what evaluates. False and I am sorry. So again, the computer is evaluating that expression and then giving you some output based on what it is evaluating. Because this evaluated to false and not true, it cannot run this statement. It has to run this statement. Now, if we took this statement out, and I'll take it out for right now, because the computer doesn't know what else to do, that's all it's going to do. So that's really important to know and understand that the computer is only going to do what we tell it to do. So let's leave that in there for now, and I'll see you in the next challenge.